So welcome everybody. This is using Canva, features you may not know, but you definitely need. And I am hoping that I'm going to be able to share some new tools with y'all that you may have seen in Canva, but you may not have realized everything they can do. Like I said a minute ago, this is probably going to turn into two parts because we're going to start with some stuff. And if y'all have questions, we're going to probably break this into two sessions. My goal is to probably try to do the next one next week or just the week after that. But I will send that all out to y'all, and y'all also get an email with the recording and the slides as well. So if y'all don't mind starting out, if you could fill out the form for me, I'm going to put it in the chat as well. This is just a check-in for me so that I have the correct email addresses to everybody so that I can send you the slides and everything. It is going to look like the sign up form. But it does give me who was here with me in person, and then we're also going to be sending it to people that registered today. So if you don't mind, you can either scan the QR code or in the chat you can fill out that link. So either way works. I'll give y'all a minute or so to do that. Hopefully it's working for everybody. One thing that I always tell people, I do this for all my sessions because be it you're in the education world, I know we've got a couple of my educator friends that are in the public schools with me, and I know we've got people on the fire educator world too with me. Data is so key for everything we do. And so when we're communicating with parents, when we're communicating with community members, when they're attending sessions, we want to try to document that so that we can talk about the outreach. And it's a way for us to document, especially even in the school system, those contacts, that parent contact, that parent communication. And so it's one of those easy ways. I do it with a Google form on this, but I also use Microsoft Forms as well. Teach at the community college as well, and we're Microsoft. So you can do this either way. Some people like to use SurveyMonkey. There's all kinds of options out there, and they're really, really user-friendly to use. So if you didn't get it, I will put it back up at the very end for y'all as well. So I'm going to quickly introduce myself. If you've never met me in person, my name's Brene Ball. A lot of people call me Mrs. D or Mrs. B. For those that have heard it both ways, my last name used to be Duggins, and I did get married a couple years ago, and so I'm in the transition phase of changing my website and stuff from Mrs. B or Mrs. D's virtual PD to Mrs. B, so Mrs. Ball. I am a full-time teacher in a public school. I'm a librarian in North Carolina, but I have also been a fire educator in North Carolina in the fire service for 20, like that date is wrong. It should say 23 years, and I've been a firefighter for 24. So I love being able to help and share things with y'all on both sides. I am a Canvassador with Canva, and so that means that I do track some of my PDs with them to be able to share with y'all some of the amazing things they do. And you probably see something in the very bottom corner. For my public school educator friends, you may have heard of ISTE, which is what our North Carolina technology standards are. I am a certified educator with ISTE as well. So what are we going to do today? This is what y'all are here for. We're going to talk about Magic Studio tools, and I am going to share with you some of my favorite ones, especially one that is one of their newer ones that has completely changed my life when it comes to creating social media posts. We're going to talk about custom QR codes. I use QR codes all the time, and if your departments and your schools are anything like mine are, we like to have everything branded, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. We're going to talk about multiple file types and designs. This was a game changer for me, especially when I was trying to keep everything for a new program, a new lesson all together so that I could find it. We're going to talk about that and what that means. It's amazing. Number 4, oh my gosh, for any of y'all out there that find things that you want to have the same style, we're going to talk about how to do that. And this one, I'm going to show you how to take things and turn them into like coloring pages. We're going to talk about brand kits. And then AI image and video generation, which is amazing. I'm hoping we're going to get to that one today. And then the very last thing is I'm going to tell you some about some of my favorite Canva apps that can help you with creation and design. So there are a couple of these that we may skip around, but we're going to try to get through about half of them today and then half of them at the next session. And I always have time for y'all to do Q&As with me. As we go, if you have a question, put it in the chat. You can also unmute at times. I'll say, hey, does anybody have any questions? You can unmute and ask questions. I'm very flexible when it comes to these type sessions because I want this to be beneficial for you and I want you to get the most out of it. So if it takes us a little bit more time to get through something, then that is absolutely fine. I know I've seen like Todd in the chat. Anybody that wants to put where they're from, who they are, where they're from, you can throw that in the chat for us so that we see where everybody's from because not everybody is local to me. I do see a couple people that are a little bit closer. I think I saw Emily on here. She is a North Carolina person from the same county that I work in, but not everybody has the same background. Some of y'all are from the public schools, some of y'all are from fire departments, which I think is awesome to see everybody together. So I am going to while you're doing that, I am going to always give my disclaimer. And if you've ever seen me present in person, I do that in person as well as online. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. And I want you not to feel overwhelmed. I know I'm going to show out you a whole bunch of stuff, but what I want you to do is pick one or two things and start there. You're going to have my slides, you're going to have the recording, so you can come back and get more ideas. And y'all are probably going, okay, Bree, how do I know what to start with? Well, that's easy to tell you. I always say do the light bulb moments. Start with those. So as we're going through stuff, if you start going, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I know how I can use that. Or you start texting somebody going, you're not going to believe what I just found. Those are your light bulb moments. Those are the ones you want to start with and then come back later. I don't use every one of these tools every single day. I use them when they benefit what I'm doing at that moment. So everything kind of has a purpose. I just want to be able to share with y'all as many of these as I can so that you can use those. Okay, so we are going to get started, and I do, before we jump into everything, I do like to tell y'all that I am going to show you some things that are free tools that you can use. But there are going to be some tools that I use today that I show y'all that you're going to see like a little crown on. And those are pro features. Now, I am actually logged into my Canva for Education account at the moment, which has Canva Pro under its education account. I also have a Canva for nonprofit account with my fire department. So if you are one or the other, and you don't have those yet, you can apply for those. And these are links on the slides. So when you get those, it's going to have the links for how to set that up. So Canva for Education, if your school is not a Canva district, I'm very lucky that my school district is a Canva district. So our Canva for Education is already integrated with our login. Before that happened, I signed up for a Canva education account. So you sign up, you have to show them proof that you work for a school district. I had to have like my ID and like a screenshot of the website that showed who I was. For nonprofits, if your fire department is a nonprofit, or you have a nonprofit that works with you, then you could apply for the nonprofit account. So like my fire department's a nonprofit. When I applied for it, they needed the tax ID number. As soon as I put that in, it popped up exactly what department I was with. And then I had to put in like my chief's email to say they had to send like a permission thing to him and say, is this person okay to actually fill this out for your agency? And it was really quick and easy to do. So the links are on there. It is going to talk about the eligibility and what classifies as being eligible for these. So you'll be able to do that as well. Got a couple people jumping in and out, so I'm gonna let them in. Okay, so we're going to start with Magic Media, and I am going to jump out of my slideshow. And this is because with what we're going to do, I want to show it to you and how it works and what, all the cool things. So my slideshow has the instructions for these and where to find them. Um, but I want to show you in person. So I'm actually going to jump all the way out and I'm going to open up like a brand new tool. So I'm going to open up one as a social media image and we're just going to grab one. So with the magic media piece, if I go into elements and I grab a graphic or I grab a photo, actually I think what I want to do better is I want to show y'all how I mash this up. We're going to go into Gemini real fast and I want it to create an image for me. Create an image. And I know I'm going to show you the AI tools in Canva too, but I want to show you how easy this is to smash these together. For a social media post for heat safety for let's put for older adults. Include 3 tips for staying safe in the heat on the image. Okay, so I'm going to let it create an image for me. And if y'all have ever created anything with AI, you know that sometimes it does a really good job, sometimes it's not so hot. Well, like for example, here it gave me something with a background. Now, what's really cool is I'm going to download this. I don't normally take these the first shot, but to show y'all what I'm going to do, we are. So I'm going to drop it in on my thing and I'm going to like crop it down real fast so that I can make it big for y'all. Ooh, wrong way. And I am one of those that I make mistakes just like y'all all the time. So you're probably going to see me make mistakes as we go. Now, there may be something that I don't like on there. I don't like the text. I want something different. What's really cool is we can click on that image and up here at the top, you're going to see edit. When I click edit, there are tools that pop up over here. So I'm going to hit see all so you can see them. We have the background remover. And if you have not used the background remover, I'm going to hit add a page. I'm going to show you what this one does really fast. And I got to go grab oh, here we go. We're going to use Sparky. The background remover, whenever I use it, when I click it, one click, and it takes the background off for us. So really fast, if you notice now Sparky he has no background. And what we can do is we can add whatever background we want. Now you can get it under edit, but I love the fact that they've now added it in the toolbar at the top. Now, so we've got background remover. If I want to edit this right now, it's all an image. It's one thing. I can't really edit it. I can go over to that edit and I'm going to hit this new tool and it is called Magic Layers. This is what I absolutely love. It is going to take that image and it is going to turn it into layers that I can edit. This has been a game changer because even images that I've created, or if you are a person that has a program, inherited tools, and all you have is a picture of something, you can throw it into Canva and click the magic layers, and now all these layers, like that background that we saw, I can click it and delete it, and now it's gone. It also has a shadow, if you see. I can delete the shadow off. So now it's just these pieces. Well, if I click on that now, this says stay safe this summer, heat safety for older adults, and I can go in and I can type. It makes it editable even if it's text. If I don't want the image, if I don't want the sun right there, I could go through and move that. So we could go through and click on it and move that around. I love this because now I can tweak things that are created in AI and remove the things that don't work add the things that I need added before I save it. So Magic Layers takes images and puts them into those layers so you can edit it. But just remember, you do have to click on the image in order to hit Magic Layers. Now, another one that I really, really like that's on here is Magic Eraser. So let's say, see, the people are all on this together, and let's say that there's something on there that I really don't want, like I don't want the overhead part. I can hit edit, and there is this magic eraser. I can go through and erase things that I don't want there. So imagine you take a picture and there's a person standing somewhere you don't want them to be. It's going to erase it. Now, sometimes you have to go back in and erase it again. This also is not necessarily going to leave the background the way you wanted it. So like if it wouldn't have continue it, but I'm going to show you another one. So now it's erasing those pieces. So if that's what I've liked, now it's got all of that erased. You can use it for all kinds of things. I've had pictures of a desk and there were pins in the way and I needed them gone. You can erase that. If somebody's got a hair sticking a weird way, you can erase it. There's all kinds of cool things. There's also a background generator. We're going to use that with Sparky. I need to tell them where I want. So this one says BG generator, which is background generator. Somebody put in the chat somewhere you would like Sparky to be standing. I'll give y'all a second. Where would y'all like Sparky to be? On the beach. Okay. We want a beach with, do we want palm trees? We're just going to leave it at that. Beach with palm trees in the background. So what it's doing now is it is going to create background options for us. We'll give it just a second. Now, if you don't like something, you can always go back. And this is the truth for AI just in general, is you can always go back and modify your prompt. So it gives it to us there if we need to generate it again. Well, this one's got, ooh, I like that one. He's kind of, ooh, that one's good too. I think I like that one. It shows more of the beach. So I can say done, and now he's on the beach. Well, dang, I still got a lot of white space, right? There is one that's called Magic Expand. When I click on this one, I'm going to tell it I want the whole page. You can also do freeform and tell it where you want it to expand it. And then what it's going to do is it's going to give us some options for that background to be expanded to all the sides, all the area around on that page. So we can look and see which one we like better. I was looking to see. There we go. We're going to leave it with that one. It did also add his legs. He was sitting like on a chair and it shortened it. So it went around and made him short. I'm not going to want that necessarily. So I'm going to make sure that we fix that. We're going to pull it up just a little bit because had some weird legs because it was cut off at his knees on the picture. So we can make that. We're going to expand it. So it expands the edges if you'd like. You can, I always think about like pictures of a family and sometimes the picture doesn't fit on the page right. You can expand that out. Or if you've cropped down somebody that had a lot of things in the background or people off to the side, you've cropped the image down, it'll expand the sides. So that one is called the background generator. Let's see, I'm looking through to see, okay, Magic Etiquette is another one that is really fun. Let me add a page and I'm gonna see if I can find one of my pictures. That way I'm doing this to me and not someone else. Oh, I'm looking to see if there's one that I won't, I know which one I'm gonna look for. Okay, we're going to use this picture of me for this one. So this one is called Magic Edit. Now, this one allows you to highlight where you would like to change something and then tell it what you would like to change. So I'm going to use the brush and I'm going to say I want to change my hair. So I'm going to highlight around where all my hair is. And now we're going to say, what do I want? I want pink curly hair with a crown, with purple jewels. We're going to hit generate. Now, did y'all notice that my Sparky picture had his hands out with nothing in the middle? If I want him to hold a whiteboard or have a whiteboard in between his hands or have him holding something, I could use this one and it would add that board for me. So do I have pink hair now with purple jeweled crown? I'm not sure that I need that one. Yes, I see a hand up. What's your question? Make sure you unmute.
Yeah, thank you. Is the Magic Edit only for photographs, or can I do that with like graphics I choose within Canva?
Okay, let's go up to graphics. Let's go grab one. We're gonna, what would you like to look for?
School bus.
So we're gonna click on the image, hit edit, and there's our magic edit. So if I wanted to change the name on this, or I want it to be a picture of something, let's see, I'm trying to think.
A rocket ship on the side.
Let's see what it does. So with the Magic Edit, you can go in even to those graphics and highlight over. And now it might not do it right the first time. We might have to tweak the prompt.
Oh man, this is going to save me a lot of time. Thanks.
So this one, so I'm going to hit, let me go back and reset the edit really fast. With that one, what I would do, because it did it at an angle, is you could go back and hit magic layers and it should allow you to turn it.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
you can use these together, which is what I love.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So that is, so far we've hit the background remover. We've talked about Magic Edit, the Magic Eraser. Now, what's really cool, and I'm going to delete this bus really fast, and we're going to look for a dog. Oh, I don't want a video. I need one that's not a video. Let me go. Let's do, I want a photo. Oh, let's do this one. Because we're on a beach theme. It's summer. Okay, so this next one, when I hit edit, this one's called image to video. So with this one, it's doing smart. It's thinking about the video. Oh, I got to do it when it's not on one of their pro media things. Let me go back and grab one. Let me see if this one will let me. I can do it on my real photos as well. Yep, here we go. So it can't be one of their pro images, which on mine they say EDU. If you're in the nonprofit, it has a different logo. So I'm going to click on the dog and then I am going to click on this image to video. Now I can hit the smart one, it's going to create the video on its own. Or if I hit custom, I can say what I want it to do. Like I can say, dog walks forward and moves to the left of the screen. So we're going to do a custom one. It's going to make a 5-second video for us. So then you could actually save it as a GIF and it'll loop. So if you're doing something for social media and you want that little short clip to be on a loop, save it as a GIF. And so that's what this can create, or it can be added to a video. So it's moving to his left. So it just took that video or that image that we had and it moved it to the left. Um, I had one where it was like I had AI create the image and then it was of a fire truck and we let it generate it itself. And so then the fire truck like drove across the screen. So you have lots of things that you could do with this one and have it create all kinds of stuff for you. Let me get back up to go back up here and look. Um, let's see. Let me go back through and make sure which ones. We talked about Magic Expand, the background generator, image to video. You can make things move. You can make people move. I have actually taken old photos, black and white photos we've scanned and done the image to video, and it made the people move in the video. Have you seen social media posts about programs that would bring your old photos to life? That's what this one does. You can do the face retouch. There's a blur feature where you can blur out sections. I know, is that not awesome? I love the comment like, shut the front door. Yes. Um, the sky's the limit, especially with some of these tools, of what you can do with them and how you can use them to enhance your posts, your programs, the presentations you're making. You are totally going to remember on my promise because you're going to get the slides and you're going to get the videos. You're going to remember how to get to all these. Magic Grab, what it does is, especially for some of these, this was what we used when we were before Magic Layers happened, where we could grab and move pieces around. So you can still use that, but I feel like Magic Layers does a better job. Grab text was the same. It allowed me on an image where it was just flat already to move stuff around. You can also upload PDFs into Canva and then it'll convert where you can move things around as well. We can add that one day. It's not on my list for today, but I can add that to show y'all how to do that too. So any questions about these tools? Those are the big ones that I wanted to show y'all today under the Magic Studio tools. So with the ones that have the crown, if you can see, the crown ones are a part of the Pro. Magic layers and image to video and the blur and autofocus and retouch are not. You can use those without having the Pro account or the nonprofit account. The ones that have crowns, those are the ones that you would have to have a Pro, a nonprofit, or an education account. I hope that answers the question. But we have some departments that they have a nonprofit that supports the fire department, and that's who did the accounts, and the educators or the members are a part of that nonprofit. And so they have like a foundation that supports, and they signed up for the Canva nonprofit. And so that's how they're having getting access to those. Any other questions about these? Okay, the next one that I want to show y'all, I am going to switch out real fast and get a different size. If you've never done, so on your dashboard here gives you like really quick sizes that you may use from presentation, social media I use all the time. Um, I'm going to do a whole session on Canva code because that is a whole nother amazing tool. But that one is one that takes like the whole time for us to do. So we're going to do a custom size right now, and I want to do a square, so we're going to do 1,000 by 1,000, like pixel. Okay, so let's say that I am doing a new program. We're going to have a banner out and I want people to be able to scan a QR code to access something. In some of our areas, we've done the books in the park where it's like a story walk. And even in the school systems, they've done it in playgrounds. In public parks, the fire departments have done it where they've done fire safety books and there you can go like section by section and read that page of the book. You could have a QR code on that page that talks, has a video for families about its safety message. It could be goes to the audio for that page. It could go to your website, whatever you want your QR code to do. But instead of it just being a plain old QR code, this allows us to customize them. And so I'll show you one on my dashboard of what one looks like. So this is a flyer for a course that we taught, or let's see, I'm going to go down to my ones with my QR codes on them. Here's one for a course that we taught in the fall. And we wanted a QR code that had our fire training um, patch on it for the community college. So we're going to create a QR code that has an image in it. That's what we're getting ready to do. So what you're going to do is on your like design, your blank design, you are going to put whatever you want to be the background. Now, tips for you, do not make it too busy because you won't be able to read it. Make it simple. It could be a patch, it could be a logo, it could be the picture of something, of a tool, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to make ours a patch. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab my fire department patch. So we have our patch on here. You can make it bigger or smaller. I say don't make it edge to edge because you're going to have those corner marks on your QR code and you're not going to see it if it's too big. So I leave it somewhere in the middle and then I'm going to come up to share. Under share, we have different options and I'm going to go to see all and there is one that says QR code. This is the cool part. So now this is what my QR code is going to look like. So I can see my patch in it. Up here, you are going to enter whatever link you want. So if I want it to be my fire department's email address, not email address, but the website, I'm going to put that in and then it's going to generate the QR code for me. And so now if I scan it, I can test it, make sure it works, and then hit download. That's going to allow you to have a custom QR code with whatever image you want on it. And like I said, it'll take you to whatever website you want it to be. So you just type in the website you want and it'll add it to the QR code for you. I love this one. We use it for school. We use it at the fire department. Like you saw on there, I use it at the community college for flyers. This one's really, really easy. So I'm going to show you one more time how to get there. Drop your image that you want. And I'm sitting here automatically thinking of Todd that's on here with all of the amazing things he does for traffic safety. And so having a logo to send people to upcoming programs, to informations, to websites. You put your image there, you hit share, and then to get to the QR code, you have to hit see all, and then it's going to be right there on the left. So once you click it, you put in what website you want, and it's going to create that for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's going to be good. So I appreciate this.
I knew you would like this one because now you can make custom ones. I see that yellow move over sticker that you
Yep.
have. I see that one on a QR code.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
Absolutely.
this one was a game changer for me because we want to get our branding out and being able to have those QR codes people could scan, but also have our branding on it. That's a huge piece because in some online QR code tools, the image ends up being so little bitty, you feel like it's like that big in the middle of the QR code. And I'm like, well, that doesn't do me any good. Nobody can see it. So this is just a way for you to get on where it's big, it's you can see it and play with it a little bit. I have had like characters in them. I've had pictures in them before. I have found that keeping it towards the middle and keeping it off those corners and just not too busy makes it the best. So that is the custom QR codes. The next thing we're going to do, and I am going to jump out again. I'm going to go back to my home one. I'm going to close these out. um, is the multiple file types in the same file. So I'm going to jump in back into my slideshow real fast to show you this one. So if you notice down at the bottom of my slides, I'm going to go all the way to the end and there's a plus sign. Now this works in any type of file. So instead of hitting add a page, which is going to add another presentation page, I'm going to click this arrow. It is going to open up an option. I can do another presentation page. I could add a social media page. I could add a video. I could add a print file, a doc, which is their word processing program. I could add a whiteboard. I could add a sheet. Canvas Sheets is a newer tool that came out last year, and it allows us to make our spreadsheets very visually appealing. I can also add a website. And then there's more, so there's a couple other things we could add, like one of our Canva code tools, a custom size. I'm going to add social media, and then I'm going to pick just an Instagram post. So now let's say that I'm getting a program together and I have my program slides, and then I want to show what my social media post is going to be for this program to my chief, and then I want to show like an activity or a video that we're going to show. I can go in now and add those. And so that's going to allow me to add whatever those sizes are inside this. This has been great for me because when I'm planning a program or I'm planning a lesson, I can get all of my things in there together before I use them, or if I have to get approval for something, then I have everything I can show them. I can say, here's my presentation, here's what social media posts we want to do, here's the flyer that we want to print and give out. So everything's in one file that I can share. And that it's just another way to integrate different pieces. Now, another one that is in there, and you're going to be able to see it here, is these are activities to try out, and the next page on it is this is what the whiteboard is. We can add pieces to the whiteboard and I can move it around. This is just like me throwing up a whiteboard on the screen in a classroom. And I could add things, and you all, if I give you access to the slideshow, could add things on here. You could add sticky note comments. You could circle and draw things. For my fire and life safety educators on here, my friends, let's say we're talking about knowing two ways out. We could have multiple house um, blueprints, floor plans on here, and we could pull up just one of them at first and zoom in and have somebody come over and use the tool and draw how they get out. And then so each person could have their own and they could all be using it at the same time on this whiteboard. So there's lots of cool things, and I could add that into my presentation for them to do. So when I get to it, or if I pull it up and say, oh, here we're going to do this on the screen, I can do it where they don't have access and I'm in a classroom and I'm doing my presentation and now we've got to do a math problem. Then I have the whiteboard up, I can go over and I can draw it on my Promethean board, my smart board, whatever you use. So it's just a fun way to add in other pieces throughout the presentation. Um, the next one, I am going to have to go back out again. Let's open up, let's go back to this one so that I have a blank screen. This one is really cool. This one is called Change Styles. And with this one, let's do, somebody give me something that I might want a graphic on. Not like a photo, but like a graphic that would be on a slide somewhere. An animal, a design, anything. If somebody will type one into the chat for me. I'm not going to use him because Sparky is trademarked, and so I can't, based on his terms of service, I can't modify him. So we're going to leave him alone. Let's do fire truck. That one will be an easy one. So if you notice, there's all kinds of fire trucks. And you could do this with stickers too. You can do this and put it on sticker paper and print them. I can talk about that in just a second. So if you notice, there's different formats. There's like little characters. We have very intricate fire trucks. And let's say that we want, I was trying to think, oh, here we go. Let's say that we want it to look like this, that they could color, but this is the one we really like. We want this one. We can hit copy style. If I have one clicked and then hit copy style and click another one, it is going to change it. So this one is in black and white. The one that I had originally clicked, if you notice, has all these colors in it. What it's doing is it's going to change it into that same style. Now, if I don't like that, I'm going to hit the no, but let's say I want this one to be the coloring page. So I'm going to start with this one clicked, hit this up here, copy art style, and click the one that has color. And now it's going to change it into that style. So it could turn it into a coloring, like one that's just the outline, so we could turn into a coloring page. You could do this with, it has to be a graphic, like, so it has to be a picture that's not a real photo, but it has to be like clip art. Let's say that, here, let's take this little guy down here. Let's say that we want him to be a coloring sheet. So we're going to click on one of the black and white ones. We're going to copy style, and then we're going to click our little character, and it's going to turn him into black and white. And so it's the outline so that you could make your coloring page. You could have, I've had where it's been two different characters like bears, and I really liked the way one bear was sitting, but I liked the colors of another one. I could change that. So now we have him in an outline, so we could turn it in, we could move it around, we could change it into a coloring page. So I'll show you like with the bears too. I think somebody's asking a question in there. Oh yeah, when you're doing your own booklets, this is amazing because you can change them into the same styles you want. So for example, let's use, I want one that's got a little bit of, he's kind of like, looks more like, if you notice, almost like watercolor paints. He's not like a flat one color. So let's say that I want to change the character into that kind of watercolory look. It's going to go and it's going to do the same thing. What the style is of this bear, it's going to change the little firefighter into that. So now he looks like he has the little watercolor and matches a little bit more. So it allows us to make, even if you're using clip art in a presentation and you find one you like, but you know how it looks just a little bit different and doesn't mesh, this allows you to make them match. Hope that makes sense. Do y'all have any questions about that one? Y'all good? Okay. I know. I love this one. I went down a rabbit hole one day with this one, trying different things to see how it matches. So this one, once you put in it like a clip art on here, is gonna show up in your dashboard at the top. So you'll just click that style and it'll copy that style and you just click what you want to change. So it's really, really easy to use. Another thing that it is a pro feature, but I totally say if you have access to this, use it. With our schools, with our fire departments, we have a specific brand we use and a specific look we want. It might be a specific color. It might be a specific logo. It might be a specific font that you use on everything. So your brand guides can do that. In the chat, it says, are you able to make word searches in Canva? Actually, yes. There's an app that can do like word searches or seek and finds. So we can do some, there is a girl that I absolutely love following. In the library world, she creates seek and finds every month that are themed using clip art from Canva, and she had instructions on how to do that. I'll see if I can find her instructions and I'll add those to the email to y'all. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's all kinds of cool things that you can do, especially with some of the apps. One that I'm not going to talk about today, but I will do in the follow-up one is bulk create. Anybody in here have to make certificates or like a social media post that has the same template but different people's names on it? Um, you can do a bulk create and it will make all of those in one file for you. When I do awards day, I have to do like hundreds of certificates all at the same time. And I have them designed in here so I can copy the spreadsheet of names and paste it in and it will bulk create them for you. So we don't have to do that and hand type names anymore or I use Autocrat when I'm in my Google spreadsheets. But some of my graphics, I really love the way I formatted it in Canva and that's what I want to use. So the bulk create has been a lifesaver. So that one is definitely one that I will be doing in part 2 with y'all, because it has been a huge, like, it's been an amazing piece to use. Okay, so that's too simple. I know. Having pushing a button and letting it do them is amazing. It's like, where have you been all my life? I needed you. Yes. So the next one is the brand kits. So with your brand kits, you can go through and save certain things. So in this one for school, I have the different logos we use from our seal to our grove. We have an OG we use a lot. So I put those in there. They're in that brand kit for us. We also there are brand templates you can use and it will help you create those. This one is one for one of my PD sessions. With the logos, you drop in your logos, colors. So for the colors, depending on what your fire department uses and how you can do it with your patches, you put your logo in, you can find the colors on your patch to make your color scheme. With this one, my school logo is a very, very specific blue. It's a custom color. The Pantone color is called Soul Blue, and it's not Carolina Panther blue, and it is not Carolina blue. It is this odd in the middle. And so to make sure that we can get it right, you can actually put the hex color number in it and help find that. So if I click on that, if you noticed, it put that in the background for me. So it can help you where you're starting. With fonts, like I have a specific font on here, if I had something that had text, we're going to add just a random text first. I'm just going to do one in a non. I'll say, hello, everyone. Let me move stuff so you can see it. Um, if I am in my brand guide and I have that highlighted and I hit, it's going to add the one that's in the right font. So if I have something specific that I want, I don't even have to hit the text like I did for hello, everyone. I can just hit that, it's going to add. And then I have it in that right font. Ooh, I am not spelling correctly. So if I want it to be in the right font, I can just click that. It's going to open a text box automatically for me in that format. Make sure I've got, okay. You can go your brand voice. In this one, when you add your brand voice, you can describe what you sound like in writing for your agency or for your school. The way your posts sound, the tone that you want it to come off as, you put that in here. And so what it'll do is if you have created an image that has text on it, it will help you make sure your voice sounds correctly and is in that tone correctly. With the phone one or photo one, this one you add photos that are showing your brand the way you want your photos to come across. Are you wanting to show people in action? Are you wanting things to be shown helpful? Do you want things to be dark? Do you want them to be brighter photos? This helps with consistency so that as you're adding photos, it can kind of guide you to make sure you're picking the right ones. It also is the same way with graphics. You can add specific graphics. If you want particular icons to be on everything, that could be from your bullets to icons that show up in your presentations. You can add them in there. This one's my school one, and it kind of varies what I'm teaching or what I'm doing as to what my icons are, so I don't have those in there. And you can also have specific charts for communication. That way you have specific colors in your chart, fonts in your chart. If they all match a specific way, like if you want it very frilly or if you want it very straight and, very clean, less cluttered, you can put that in there as well. So with the brand guide, you can bounce. So like I have an Oak Grove one. This is my virtual PD one. And so this one I'm still building because I'm in that transition with my name. I'm rebuilding this one, so everything's changing a little bit. I can click on it, it will change the color scheme. And I really like that because if I am doing a flyer and I start it and then I realize, oh, my colors aren't right, I can go to the brand guide, click it, it's going to change the color scheme to match the color scheme for the branding. So like if my color for school is soul blue, black, a specific gray and white, that's what it's going to change it to. With the fire department, we have a red, a specific gold that we use. It's like a yellowish color, but it's a little bit deeper. And then a black. So it'll take everything and it'll switch it to those colors. So brand guides you can create, they are always on this left-hand side once you open up a design. So, but like we said before, if you see that crown, that is one thing, it is a pro feature. So you would have to have Canva Pro, Canva for Education, or Canva for Nonprofit. Looking at our time, we've got about 5 minutes left. If y'all are good, I'm going to go through real fast and show y'all the AI image generator and video generator. So there are two ways to get to that. The first one is if I'm in Elements, and I'm going to click off Bear because I was looking for stuff. You're going to notice there is a search and a generate. Now, if I am just searching for, let's say I want a grasshopper in a boat sitting on a lake with a purple sky. That's a very, very random thing to be looking for. So instead of hitting search, if I hit search, it's going to look for things that may not exactly match. There's a boat on a lake. It caught some things, but it doesn't have everything. If I go to generate, I can pick what I want it to generate. It will generate sound effects for us. It'll generate music. It'll generate voiceovers. But I just want it to do an image. So I'm going to click generate image. What it's going to do is take my prompt and then it's going to give me 4 options. So I just said a grasshopper sitting in a sitting in a boat or in a boat sitting on a lake with a purple sky. I've got purple skies. The water's purple. This one, if I click on it, it's a blue with the purple sky. So it did it. You can ask it for all kinds of things. If I want a lion sitting on top of a fire truck in a busy city street, I can hit generate and then it's going to look for that image or actually create that image. So now I have, oh, here's one that's really busy. So it looks like it almost looks like a bug, but it's a short fire truck. Here's one with let's do this one. So we have a lion on top of a fire truck down a busy street. Well, I might have wanted a busy street with cars. So I would have to say that. I could go back and say a busy city street with cars, but whichever. I'm going to delete this one behind it. Now, if you notice, Does anybody notice that the text on the fire truck doesn't really, it's not really real words or it's missing stuff? Does anybody remember anything we've used already that might help us? Can y'all remember anything?
Layers,
Layers. We could do
magic layers.
layers.
Yeah.
We can do the
Or erase.
layers or the magic edit. Yeah, either
Yeah.
one. For this situation, it just depends. You can do it either way. I think I would go with the magic eraser, and I can make this smaller and I can also zoom in. So now let's do that real fast. I need to make it just a hair smaller. And then once I do that, I'm going to hit erase. And now it's off of there. So now I can go back and I can custom put what I want on there. I could go in if you want images, if you want it to add a specific type of light on there. If you remember, now we could go back to that edit and do the one where we can add that magic edit. We can do that. We can hand type and put the city on it that we want. If we want it to say like E2 on it, like engine 2, we could do whatever we wanted to. If I want to add something to the sky, I can do that magic edit, highlight it, and then tell it what I want in the sky. So if I wanted to add a skyscraper in the back, if I wanted the lion to have a top hat on, I could do that with magic edit. So let's do that just for fun. We're going to hit the brush. Ooh, that's a little big. So now we're going back and kind of using these all together. We want a top hat. I'm going to say with a flower. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go through, it's going to edit and add stuff to see if that's what we're looking for. And remember, you can do this, play with it. Oh, his hat's a little big. But we're going to leave it that way for a minute because I'm going to go in and do the same thing and now hit the layers. And let's see if it'll let me move his hat. Um, Go in and play with this. Bounce back and forth. You are not going to mess it up. That is what the undo button is for. You can go click that undo button at any time and go back and edit and tweak it. Oh, it did make my hat, it looks like. Haha. It did cut the top of his head off, but we can tweak that just a little bit. There we go. So now we have a lion on top with a top hat and a flower. But like I said, if it doesn't come up exactly the way you want, go change your prompt again and then tweak it. Okay, so we're right around 2 o'clock. I don't want to keep y'all longer than an hour today, but I am going to open up to questions. We didn't get to the Canva apps, but I am going to do that one with Bulk Create and come back to AI with the next session. And like I said, it's probably going to be a day next week or the beginning of the following week. I've got to look at my schedule and then I will email everybody out. So I'm going to open up. Do y'all have questions? Do you want me to reshare something or show you something again? Y'all can unmute. You can type in the chat either way. Thanks, Todd. Hopefully you found some stuff you can use.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Can't wait for the next session. This is
Oh,
all
yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
that,
me too. I'm looking
as you
forward to the
know,
next
that we
session.
constantly do presentations and flyers and everything else. So, yeah, this is needed.
Cheat sheet, we will, the cheat sheets are in the slides for y'all. So let me go back out to that really fast. So the way, I think Casey, you said this, so the cheat sheets for y'all, when you get to one, it's going to show you how to get there and then what tools are and what, it's going to tell you exactly what each one does.
Oh, perfect.
And so like QR codes, here's like how to make your custom QR code. It's going to go through the steps to make those. So the cheat sheet is going to be in your slides for y'all. So I'm going to be emailing that out to y'all. I know, isn't it going to be fun to play with?
Hey, Bree.
Uh-huh.
if I send you, I've created a couple activity books. If I send you one, will you look at it and just let me know ways I could, because I'm just using basic stuff and I was
Uh-huh.
using from pictures from internet. So would you have time just to look at it at your leisure and just say, hey, you could use this tool with it, or you could do this tool with it, sort of give me an idea so when I'm going forward, I do the right things.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love doing that with people. I collaborate and check things for people all the time. Just shoot me an email. Um, Let me put that up for y'all because you can use the one that y'all got the stuff from, or you can email me at my personal one. So busybbree@gmail.com is my personal email. You're more than welcome to email me there. You can email me on the email that this link came from. That's my GTech email, like my community college email. And then my website is on the screen too. It's just busybbree.com. Um, if you're into going back and doing trainings, I'm modifying some because some of them are a little outdated at the moment, especially when it comes to some of the early things we were doing during COVID. I'm still adding stuff, but it does have, let me go and I'll show y'all what's on there that y'all might be interested in. So at the top, the 12 days of Techmas is on there. So this is this year's, which is all Canva things. Everything on here is like a 15 to 20 minute little, like, let's see, we're gonna go to the template one. It's a 15 to 20-minute activity. There's cheat sheets for those that talked about cheat sheets. And then there's always a video on there. It also talks about brand kits. And then if you are a place that needs some type of hours or credit, I can do certificates for the credit. Same thing with this one. You'll get a certificate that says, hey, I was at this session. That's what the QR code at the beginning was for. If you did not fill it out, I'll pull it up in just a minute. But I can email out that you did a training for an hour. That way you can get credit for that. And so these are just quick sessions. And then I have three previous years. One is just general tools, one is a Canva one, and then one is an AI one. So it's different AI tools. Those are on there. And then I do have my older videos down underneath. Down here, so like I said, some of them are a little bit older. The Zoom tips and tricks, that's a little outdated now, so it's going to be disappearing soon. But there are all kinds of others down here.